What are we all missing right now? Because it gets overshadowed by coronavirus news. There's a shady law trying to get rid of encryption. The last Ebola patient was discharged in DRC. Imagine their reaction when they come out and see this coronavirus mess. Here we go again. Corey Feldman accused Charlie Sheen of rape. Didn't he say that Charlie was the one who molested Corey Haim? I heard he raped Corey Haim. A second person was cured of HIV in the UK. I heard about this. It was because of a stem cell treatment meant for his cancer. But the cells in the transplant came from someone with HIV immunity. Yes, that's a real thing. So now he's cured. Truly amazing news. What? A dude had HIV and cancer? What the frick, and he lived? They cancelled each other out. 2 makes a plus. Or in this case, 2 positives made 2 negatives. Cairo is flooding because of a thunderstorm. Utilities have been off all day today. People's homes have been flooded. Sewers are overflowing and there are injuries. Possibly deaths. Not to mention the property damage in the millions racking up to private and public property. Cairo floods every winter due to lack of proper infrastructure. But this storm is severe. I'm in Cairo right now and I don't have electricity since 2 days and water is flooding into my house. Wish me luck. Parts of Africa and South Asia are having their crops decimated by a massive locust swarm, and it's estimated to impact the food security for about 20 million people. Locust, famine, viruses, all we need is a touch of war or raining sulfur, which makes this some biblical it. I hear the US is firing missiles at Iran after troops were killed in that Turkey and Syria are skirmishing. Saudi Arabia and Russia are fighting over oil. Brazil is apparently removing diplomats from Venezuela. Do those count, or is the Red Horseman more of an all-out kind of thing? You will hear of wars and rumors of wars, but see to it that you are not alarmed. Such things must happen, but the end is still to come. Matthew 24:6. Some war here, some rumors there. I think it counts. Virginia lawmakers have passed a bill that would see insulin prices capped at $50 per month, potentially making the state the third to set limits on the cost of the life-saving medication. This is awesome. Didn't Epstein's bank account just quietly shuffle away another $50 million? Not as important as a lot of other issues, but the whole Epstein thing has really fallen out of the news cycle. Congress is attempting to pass a law that will effectively end end-to-end encryption on communication platforms. They can go frick to frick. End to end. Feinstein and Graham just fricking hate the Bill of Rights, don't they? Both want to completely trash the entire fricking list. Oil price war between Russia and Saudi Arabia. Don't know much about it, but my jaw just about dropped on my way home from a semi-remote vacation and saw that gas was almost down to $1.90 a gallon in our city. Think they had oil going for like $30 a barrel or something. Oil price war combined with COVID-19 is what's tanking the US domestic economy right now. Not many people missed that among the coverage. Harvey Weinstein was found guilty and will die in jail. Probably soon. Suicide is a terrible thing. Nobody needs him dead. He wasn't a broker or ex like Epstein was. Didn't have a little black book. He just abused the hell out of everybody he could, because he was a piece of it. Lots of people probably want him dead, but nobody is sweating about what he might say that'll ruin their lives. There's a plague of locusts about to tear through Africa. Plague. Check. Pestilence. Check. War. Always check. Alright boys. Start packing it up and better get repenting. From the looks of things, God's about to shut this down. Moses. Writing. And the end shall be heralded by trumpets. God. No. Trump. Pence. Moses. Yes. That's what I wrote. Trumpets. God. Sigh, they'll figure it out. Oh Jesus. It all makes sense now. Congress, a Democrat and a Republican, just introduced a bill that'll limit our free speech online and may take away privacy via encryption. It's called the Earn It Act. Here's a link. So do they pre-write this garbage and just wait for a horrible event to happen? That's a good question. I imagine they may just have it on the back burner and wait for an opportune time to introduce it. Yes, this is actually true. They always try to pass unpopular things when risk for media penetration is lowest, and therefore maximize their chances to pass what the people they represent don't want. This is why it's unwise for almost all members of governments to be at an age range that doesn't understand the future of technology. Kim Jong-un trying to get the attention back by letting off fireworks in his garden again. I'm curious how severe coronavirus is in North Korea, given their relative isolation. Though I do believe NK has a strong relationship with China. Smugglers regularly cross the border between NK and China to bring in illegal goods like Western media and books. I wouldn't be surprised if one of them caught the virus and brought it home too. Smugglers. Wuhan Solo. Russian parliament passed a reform allowing Putin to stay president until 2036. Emergency powers to Chancellor Putin. So this is how whatever the heck Russia has, dies, with thunderous applause. Putin has altered the deal. Pray he does not alter it further. His allegiance is to Russia, to dictatorship. Arguably the best women's basketball player, Maya Moore, has not played the last couple of seasons because she wanted to focus on trying to release an innocent man from being wrongly accused. A couple of weeks ago she succeeded in that and he was released. Awesome. Johnny Depp is suing The Sun. Good. These companies need to be held responsible for their irresponsible reporting. Johnny Depp is suing The Sun. I thought you meant like literally The Sun. He is seeking litigation. Oh man, I am dying right now. How the frick do you sue a celestial body? How do you even enforce that ruling? Old man yells at cloud. Took me a full minute to get it. Putin is becoming lifetime ruler of Russia. So, nothing new? The difference now is that he isn't even pretending. The bill basically gives him the legal right to be a dictator. But I'm pretty sure it also guarantees a living minimum wage, or at least a provision for it was included in the bill he sent to their legislative body, so that's nice. I think he won the vote in a landslide 383-0. People must really love this guy. In the German news they showed him coming into the hall after it was suggested, with the comment that it was very unusual for him to be there. I don't think it's possible to state he was threatening them all more clearly without saying the words directly. Yet another US Senate bill aimed at undermining end-to-end encryption and slowly stripping away at people's privacy. A nice lady on the train informed me of this while getting signatures for a petition. Dang right I signed that it fast. Wait really? Earn it. That's the name of the bill, just in case anyone is confused as for why somebody just said to learn something. A cow in Florida has evaded police for 2 months. A mighty steed worthy of Florida man. Ethiopia is facing mass starvation due to swarms of locusts the size of cities. Apparently they're bringing in hundreds of geese to eat the locusts. Who will eat the geese? Larger, more aggressive geese. So, people. Yes, Ethiopians. I know it's pretty obvious, but the Hong Kong protests. Also Australia, after over 250 days is no longer on fire. But that's because the fires were put out by floods. And then those floods will be put out because of a drought. And the cycle continues. Rinse and repeat. Russians killed 36 Turkish soldiers in Syria. All-out war between Turkey and Syria. An oil price war between Saudi Arabia and Russia. A refugee crisis in Greece and border fights between the Greek and Turkish police. 2 American and 1 British soldiers were killed in Iraq. The US is currently responding with massive airstrikes. Ceasefire in Syria. Ceasefire means a rearmament, because the rebels and SA have lost a huge amount of people and material in the last few weeks. Putin becoming leader for life. A cow apparently avoided the police for 2 months in Florida. I managed to bench a 100 kg. Quite impressive if I say so myself. Basically everybody is using this virus, because all the attention is on this thing. I believe North Korea also was doing something with missiles a few days ago that got very little attention. Yet, South Korea saw them launch 2 or 3 missiles. Anything good? Australia isn't on fire anymore, but we are very wet. A man in London is still said to be showing no signs of HIV after stem cell treatment aimed to cure it 19 months ago. Oh yeah, and Asteroid is said to fly by Earth. Maybe we can have multiple apocalypse scenarios at once. Asteroid, virus, climate change, now we just need nuclear. A combo deal. Tomorrow is Friday the 13th. 20% of my 401k. Mexico had a day without women. The 9th of March we had a national women's strike where women were encouraged to not go anywhere. Schools, offices, public places did not have more than a couple of women during the day, and it was done to show our disappointment towards gender violence and our anger against the pool actions taken to stop it. It caused more than $1 billion of losers in our country in general. The high-profile pedo ring busts. My birthday. I turned 18 yesterday. Couldn't go ice skating at the mall as I hoped, because coronavirus. GOP Senate crossed aisle to rebuke Betsy DeVos for collecting on student loans that were supposed to be forgiven. They went against Trump's rich buddy. She's still in her position though, despite the corruption.